Well, hello people of YouTube and internet, I'm GTP, back with another new project, and sorry for not uploading for so long, like 3 weeks, maybe even 4, all depends how long I will take to make this video. Well, again, as I said earlier, before I learn my news about my hiatus, I will not start any new drawing project, because again I won't have drawing project and then not work on it for 12 weeks. 12 weeks. Months. It's 12 months hiatus. Well, again, still not solid, so again we'll get the news and again get back to the drawing projects. We've made dwellers, sword embers, maybe something new. Again, I have decided to start a new drawing challenge. So mostly again, because I'm not working on drawing challenges, I only do my thumbnails. And for thumbnails, there's always will be a video about them. So yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. But again, let's say with some thumbnails there were moments when I just want to get a thumbnail done and again without any deep thinking. With some thumbnails I actually put some works. But again, mostly, let's say this-ish, but again, mostly simple-ish. So let's get without long intros, get into the drawing project right bloody now. Okay, so my first thumbnail will be thumbnail for my gameplay of Slender Threads, Prologue. Finishing this Prologue and waiting for the official game to come up. So basically for this one, idea was pretty simple. I was playing point and click, and I was clicking literally everything because it comes to a moment when I have no idea what to do. In fact, I even have to use tutorials once more. Okay, tutorials like I have to watch someone play to know exactly what to do. Because again, I was stuck. And once again, it will be lesson to me to freaking talk to every characters multiple times and like notice every unique interaction they have. Like they talk, and then they talk and they do something. Because again, I need to bloody close the guy in the closet, which again I bloody forgot. Well, not, yeah, forgot, I didn't remember. I didn't even check if he can do this, I'm not sure. But again, mostly, man, I hate those moments, but again, yeah, I hate those moments. It will be a lesson for me to the future, to be more memory guy. Although it will be bloody hard for me, because I'm not memory guy at all. But on this note, well, not much concern. Again, this formula is very simple. Me combining the book with a sausage. Because again, okay, in this gameplay session I didn't have a sausage. In this gameplay session I have ketchup. But I decided to take a sausage because it was funnier and combine it with the book. Because again, that's what I do. I try combining it with everything. Okay, yeah, kinda. Yeah, I did try to do this everywhere. And again, walking around the map, doing that stuff until I just give up and check it. I'm not sure. Can I even figure out that I need to do this? Like after a very long time, I probably could. Although I'm not sure. Again, I remember the point and click games. I usually my first one was Deponia, which again was really hard for me, and I just watched tutorial constantly, so I stopped playing it. In fact, I even stopped watching this tutorial. So kinda, point and clicks was never my strong side. Although Deponia was my first point and click. Let's take it on man. It's kind of point and click, but again, it's not strong point and click. It's mostly platformer. And what my first point and click game was? Beneath the Steel Sky? Yeah, Beneath the Steel Sky was my first point and click games, I think. Other Slender Threads was. But mostly again, I have zero experience with point and clicks. So maybe that's the reason why I'm so psyched at those type of games. So for GTA, I'm freaking suck at shooting and writing. So again, would be this reasoning, because I have zero experience with this stuff. Once again, this found very simple for background. Again, did not decide to go wild, because again, decided to use the city block, the stars, and simple road. But most I did this to have different colors, and again, not to have just pure white backgrounds. In fact, I could use some gradient tools. I mean, I think I started using gradient tools much often, although not for this one. Once again, very simple thumbnail. I'm not sure it's correct way to bend the rhymes, but that's how I did it. For other stuff, and yeah, very simple. Again, it's one of those simples which I am okay with, but again, it's bloody simple. So the next one will be for my Hello Boss. Okay, with Hello Boss I also would like to draw every of my scenes in this style of this episode. Because I think every episode like bring its new style. Show new ring, show new type of people, with themes, with my themes, with sharks, the stuff, and mostly again I want to draw my scenes in the style of these people. Like sharks or that stuff, but mostly again because mostly I have different ideas. And mostly again because again my hiatus, I don't want to go wild with work, because again I don't want to kill all the day on this hard work. Because again, maybe I could like also make a video. Again, mostly before my hiatus I want to make a tons of reaction and tons of gameplays. So like enjoy it if it's happened, if it's happened. But I want to like be somewhat fulfilled. But again, what else can I say? But also, yeah, not much can say. Like, yeah, maybe I will yet do one, but again, I will probably like decide to cut in some places. Mostly like not draw characters like or like limited it slightly. But for this thumbnail, I also was idea to draw all my characters in cowboy style, and again, whenever I draw characters in some different form, I literally want to draw every of my character because I want to experiment with their looks. But again, mostly I decided to cut with some characters and decided to draw only Horny Me. Decided to draw him on the Strider horse because this was the episode where Strider appeared. And mostly give him a cowboy hat and only he will go through changes. Like originally I want to do him in the standing like position. The horse will do this horse thing when they stand on two legs and move the front legs like this. But I thought it was pretty complicated for me, and I found a reference image and I could not find a nice way to translate this reference image into what I needed. So I decided to just draw it standing in like just simple-ish way. Again, mostly as always, Cosmic Hotel art style is like really hard for me to do. To adapt my characters into it and to draw characters for Cosmic Hotel. Like I always find it super extra hard for me. And for that stuff, mostly again my Horny Me, okay again the Sukubai, but again I always drew him as Sukubai, like in Cosmic Hotel, okay I remember one drawn him as Hellhound, but mostly as the creature type, mythic creatures, he always has Sukubai. So mostly again that's how I try to do this gimmick, Cosmist. But most for this one, mostly I get the reference image following him nicely. Well again there's like not so nicely because again I scared going overboard with details, so like when the characters have the very long neck, I will make it neck slightly shorter. Next example would be Alistair, where he have this weird going wild antlers, but I decided to shorten them up a little bit. But mostly again for this one, I'm not sure, there's lots of bendy lines and that stuff, and mostly again would say, it's nice but again simpler. But I think for lots of these thumbnails in this video, I can say nice and simpler. Because again, that's what I was going with something which again not very hard, which again I can do very easily to upload the video. And something I can also, I explained. But also, my mind is empty. You know, actually I've been thinking maybe if I start making thumbnails earlier, because I start making thumbnails the second I ready to upload this episode. So like the one day I make the thumbnail and upload the episode on the same day. Maybe I should start doing it for earlier. I don't know, I like also making videos in between those period of times, thinking about a new reaction, collecting materials, and again drawing. Right now I'm not drawing anything, so would be nice opportunity to do this. You know, maybe I can do something serious. What serious I want to do? Well, for now, I want to do one interesting one, but again not serious one. And maybe a couple more serious ones. One simpler one. It's a thing, I will think about it. But once for now I think I'm all set up for thumbnails. Not big ideas, but again something decent. But on this note, and again it's like very simple thumbnail with simple backgrounds, and again like always. And I would say in small and shrinking the image was pretty problematic. It's like lots of bendy lines and that stuff. You know, I also remember I once already drew that like a horse, I have no idea whether I did reuse the same image I used before, because I think I already drew like a horse in this position that I want to do. And I decided to do him like in a sitting position. Honestly, I have not much I can say. I think maybe I changed his skin color, because again, with skin colors it's always like a problem which again will be different. But again, now there's sometimes minimal difference, and now there was like a decent difference. But for backgrounds, again gradient tool to make the sky, because I think it's how it was done in this show. Simple sandy backgrounds, well kinda look more stony, but again, yeah, I'm bloody not going wild with this thumbnail. It's like simple thumbnail, and again, nothing much can say. Well, again, not just that I already missed one cowboy themed episode, because I think the first cowboy themed episode I did do nothing cowboy themed. I think I don't even remember what I did for this episode. Maybe I got distracted and focused on different episode moment. Like I think it was like the party one. Or maybe I just badly remember, I'm not sure. There was time there was a cowboy episode and I just did thumbnail which again was not cowboy themed. But again, for now I did not miss this opportunity, although the Horny Me is like not very cowboy outfit. I would say if I have to give him cowboy outfit, it would be exactly the same as this one. Because I think like the only one characters of mine have like official cowboy outfit. It will be Pose himself, with him having the scarf, the grey shirt, and his cheap tank top, he behind the short. With official somewhat cowboy outfit. Most I think other characters would wear what they usually wear. But on this note, for next thumbnail, let's go right bloody now. Okay, so the next thumbnail is for Wilmot Warehouse, which again would say this was not the best gameplay session of Wilmot Warehouse. No, it was decent. Again, it did some levels. Okay, I didn't level up. Maybe it did. Nah, I did not level up. I didn't get enough stars. But I did get some stars. I think my gameplay strategy from last episode kind of been forgotten, because last time episode I kind of tried to organize some stuff, but after next episode I stopped organizing stuff because it's super long, and I kind of lose what I was thinking when I was organizing the stuff. So kind of just was playing simple way. But also would say in this episode I was pretty soulless. Which again, man, I would say I am very often very soulless when I play games, because recently I play GTA, and I noticed that usually when I play games, I usually feel not lots of stuff. Most I feel from what's happening in the games. But such thing as gameplay, what I'm doing in these games, it's like usually when I'm just sitting statically. Most again, information which I require from those things I react to and get information and get emotions. But once the gameplays and that stuff, I'm static. Okay, if I'm like dying a lot, it's kind of already emotional experience, but I think that's kind of classified as something what's happening in there. Because in GTA, like driving and shooting missions, I feel nothing with them. Like it's not a mission which gives me joy, so for them to be fun, there must be interesting story or interesting things happening. And again, let's say, somewhat interesting, but let's say first mission was not so best. Again, nothing to acknowledge of me. Like I notice this quite often. When Wilmot warehouse, I think in this episode I have not much to say. Plus again, it's not a game which constantly gives you information. I think you like get some posters, and the fact that you suck and the fact that you win. The fact you can get some upgrades, so I guess this information which I require. And plus also the boxes, so that is the fact I notice. Also again, for that stuff, mostly again sitting statically and turn my brain to find the objects. But again, Soulless episode. Okay, I think there will be some moments of me cheering up a little bit, or being slightly better. And again, most for this one, I am quite emotionless when I'm playing this game. Or any game. Okay, like, I think my emotion comes from the story, not gameplay itself. Although again, sometimes I can be psychic in gameplay, but I'm very close to losing. But again, yeah, I will just get back in my thoughts. I think I just did a full loop-to-loop and return to what I was thinking before. Again, for this one, I just my positive self standing in this dark room, with his skin being grayish, and he is slowly gradient too, giving him like darkness in the eyes and slightly darkness in the body. Well, it was a mistake, but I decided to keep it. Not sure why I decided to keep it, but I decided to keep it. Once again, it's very hard to see because again, black hair, and you can only see his body, and plus also I put a black screen and like make it darker, make it more translucent. But I like this effect, and plus again, it's what it's supposed to be. And again, it's like simple, yet interesting. But for next thumbnail, okay, I can tell it was not simple, but it was like very interesting thumbnail. Okay, so the next reaction will be for Casper and the Ball. And again, this thumbnail, I would say not simple. Okay, simple. I would say it's more hard than the last one, because with the last ones there were my characters and they were doing something similar. Yeah, I would say it's first of all me drawing a different art style, which again I nailed, because I usually nail this art style. I don't know, it's like very simple art style and I like doing it. It's like one of those unique art styles which again I very much like to do it. I don't think every time it's like always different. As for this one, I decided again to simplify it a little bit, but not show my full body, only this part of the body with arm and face, which again very easy to draw. And like the joke being, okay, with Casper and the Ball videos, it's really hard to make a thumbnail, because again, his video are like recap cartoons of different movies, so like there's not exactly a strong theming. The theming is that movie recap. And again, I can like draw, okay, maybe I can draw my sis as different movie characters from those movies, or like adapt them to the sis of these creatures who appeared in these movies. But most again, it's like, yeah, maybe I can do this. But most again, for this fun idea will be the fact that I take the Simpson eyes, because I learned to do this eyes thanks to Simpsons. And most again, I don't know, it's cast cartoons, it's always like optimization of the character details, with him, unique chibi style form character. So I kind of try to consider my characters in this art style, so I decided to give him Simpson eyes, very long necks, and details like this, like that. On this stuff, there's not much can say. Again, like simple funnel, but okay, lots of these funnels are very simple, again, because I don't want like to go super wild with funnels, because I don't lose some days of works. Because again, I'm scared that I will lose some works of days and I will again not get satisfied. Because again, right now I'm really obsessed with me being satisfied before going hiatus. Because again, it's not like hiatus I want to take, but again, it's hiatus which can happen. Again, man, it's make it sound very serious, but again, well yeah, it's kind of serious hiatus. It's like hiatus, again, I like don't explain what hiatus is, because again, it's like personal. It's like very personal, so I don't want to like say it out loud. So, yeah. But again, it's like pretty serious, so I kinda am very nervous. Well, because again, it's kinda to do with me, and again I'm about to stop what I like to do. Like I like making those YouTube videos, and again stopping them is not something I want. Okay, I will not say I will fully stop. Maybe I will do something else, like maybe shorts, or maybe like draw on the pencil. But mostly on this note, it will be something close to that one. But on this note, I'll decide to color eyes a bit different. Well, okay, there's always like this unperfected line, but again, it's like the problem that we face constantly. The fact that my arms are not perfect. I don't like bad artists for blame the arms. Not a, you need to blame your skills. But on this note, and again, it's like what I do often. Well, again, okay, most I think everything I want to say said. I did it in the form of comics with two characters standing at the same time. Okay, usually with my farmers I usually try to do only one character. But also have that to make it in the comics form, where there will be different pictures all the time. But I think it's like will be popular to images and again movements. And plus not much I can say, so on this note, what the hell with my tongue? But I cannot speak right now. Get some water, maybe it will help. The next thumbnail will be, yeah, it will be again simple but nice. And actually, man, lots of those thumbnails are like simple and very nice. Only because I like simple thumbnails, and again when they're done nicely and it's interesting ideas. That's what I like. A lot of those thumbnails will be exactly that. Simple idea, done in a very nice form. Let's go right bloody now. Okay, so the next thumbnail is from gameplay of Grid Defense. Okay, mostly in this game, because it's a puzzle, okay, it's first of all it's a tower defense. Which again, can it be classified as puzzle? I think I like the grid defense. Okay, depends what type of grid defense it is. I think in this one, for level, you just need to beat the perfect construction, you can beat it. So again, if you have some hints, you can exactly build the exact copy of that and win. It's a kind of puzzle. There is a way to do it perfectly and like get the full victory. Which again I will do later. But mostly again in this game you need to protect course and I clutch one core mission. And once again I was constantly restarting again this stuff, that stuff. So again decided to show myself from goal because it's one of the guys who like one things and which is again his precious. And once again decided to do my fully in this golem form. It's my positive self with his pale skin, the curly hair, and once again making him golem. And again, just simple colored backgrounds. I didn't want to do wild stuff with backgrounds, so it's like again simple backgrounds. Also on this note, man, I guess I could do very thick arms, but like I did like really thick arms. Plus did him nipples. But again, it's really hard to tell where it's supposed to be and what is this. But he have these nipples on the lines of ribcage. Once again, yeah, I don't know, I decided to put it there randomly. Some tips? Yeah, okay, just go me. I make him go me. Let's go. And there's nothing much to this thumbnail. Again, mates, with this thumbnail, there's not lots I can say and nothing much I can say. So, okay, well actually the next thumbnail we could say something more. But again, mostly for how I was making it, it was... Nah, there was some interesting thoughts to it. So let's go right bloody now. Okay, well lots of thumbnails in this batch, there are lots of okay thumbnails, which again very simple and that's the reason why it's okay. This thumbnail is not simple. Okay, the backend was simple, but for characters work it was amazing. Okay, first of all, it's me reacting to Sun Paradise Island. Release production first animation, I think, which again made from Maggie characters that make on SNG4. So mostly again for this one decided to do it in art style of this Sun Paradise. Okay, mostly it's 3D, so I can do 3D, so I decided to just somehow adapt it into 2D. Mostly, I think I found some reference image from the merch. Again, mostly it's like simple art style, which again I will probably not do because I have problem with mimicking sometimes, but the eye's unique. And mostly for other stuff I decided to cut the line, which make a line to cut the neck and the head and put it on separate layers, and most for that stuff nothing much. Mostly, again, like always, whenever this stuff happen, I want to do all my scenes in the new art style. But again, because it will be hard, complicated, I decided to find a golden middle. So basically just draw my negative self and positive self because like the first one and like the main one. And decide to put a greedy me because he's one of those who I don't draw often. And again, the day will be chilling with negative me sitting thinking something is wrong, while greedy me will be sitting and laying on these benches, on these chairs, and also laying chairs which you sit on the beach. And he like will be sitting in position. First of all, his legs are always like in the sitting position like L from Death Note, and he just spreading his legs and again laying in this thing like fully. And again, the chairs, okay, like I would say it's the hardest thing with those chairs will be to adapt the effect of them looking at and slightly bending. Like I have no idea how to do this flat part with this part, which is again slowly rising. I think I decided to do it with the part like extra liners, but I think I did not exactly nail it. It's like really hard to tell what it's supposed to be. Although you can just put a stage and like realize it's like a lane chair, like a beach chair, or how you call it. But for that stuff, mostly again, again he will be in this position. Yeah, like this position, and again mostly, again there's not much can say about him. I would say like recently I started having problems deciding how to draw my negative self short. Like how to do this triangle part, how to do the tie. Still kinda doing it almost always different. Like I couldn't find my golden sand, which again needs to make and again look very nice-ish. But again, I would say it's kinda decent-ish. Again, continuing my new theme of like drawing the shoes and making the heel part very visible. And again, for that stuff, not much can say. Again, most of the lights, it's again white dots and dots of the same color, slightly different color variation. And nice note, there's not much new in this art style. Man, for now I'm not doing anything much special, but again I can say something maybe more about the Sunset Paradise Island. Or maybe it's called Sunset Paradise. Yeah, maybe Sunset Paradise. I'm still not sure. It's really hard for me to remember the name, because I think it's like there's a Mario series, which again, named after Sunset Paradise. But it's gonna get the similar feeling of going on the island in this like tropical island. I think lots of games do that. Okay, but lots of games I only remember Mario, Sonic, a Link. Yeah, totally Link. And that's it. But not all. For some reason, I don't know, it's like summer vibe and games. It's like summer sales and we're selling this game on summer, you need to buy it. I don't remember lots of games which did this. Honestly, I just remember Mario, and that's all. But most again, this have this. Actually Mario, it makes lots of sense, because again, Maggie is like this Mario SMG4 character. Again, this starts reacting to SMG4, but again, we will come to this later. But one I would also say for this series, actually, it's kind of like SMG4 animated. You can have very unique vibe and have unique style of making it. As you can notice, and you can watch this reaction to see my full reaction. I don't think there was nothing special I said. Okay, there was lots of special things I said. Also again, commenting on the art style, commenting on the people, commenting on the humor. Also on this note, there's not much. Again, with greedy me, he'll be laying on a chair, chilling and saying that negative me is paranoid. I don't know, I kinda see him as both chilling and obsessive guy, but again, in this chair he'll be chilling. Again, trying to give him like a very cool vibey face, but again, try not to make him like super nervous, because again, see his mouth sometimes I make him look very nervous. Sorry for burping. But on this note, I have not much to say. Mostly, maybe I could speed up this video slightly more, because again, it's like one of the longest drawings. But because this drawing have lots of details, and it's actually a drawing which I can put lots of works into. So it's like the work drawing. Again, it's not even simple drawing. I mean, like some people would say simple. I would say it's simple on backwards, but for characters work, it would say it was decent. But again, still maybe bendy lines, although not so much. Although this one is bendy lines. There's lines which again one thick, one not so thick. For other stuff, there's not much can say. What else can I say? Most again, for art style, it's just the eyes and the fact that the neck is not connected. For most for other things, maybe I did not do nails. I mean, I think in this art style there's no nails for characters. And I don't think there's like any unique perspective in this art style. It's not like Adventure Time. I would say it's like, it's totally not freaking Adventure Time. Again, there's like some art style which again, so big difference you will recognize them no matter what. And there's an art style who you will take time to realize it maybe it was made by the same guy or not. Like I would say, in Vader Z art style, I learned that Randy Cunningham, the non-great ninja, was there was a little bit help of the guy who created Vader Z. Again, you can notice kinda, okay, first of all I would never make this connection, but also when I actually heard this news, I actually started seeing some connection. There was some unique eyes and unique aesthetic which again both have. But again, it's like completely two different art styles, but there are some unique aesthetic of the creator. Again, it's really hard to put into thoughts. But also the new character who I mentioned, because I kind of want to get to him to mention him. It will be both of me who will be running, and again, okay, let me bloody start talking about the plot of this drawing. The drawing will be two characters sitting relaxing, while behind them the city is burning, because again, it's kind of what the show would do. And again, the pose of me running from this fire. Try to adapt his hair. Again, sometimes I do hair one side slightly bigger, but he actually decided to fix it. Also, I also bloody drew this black lines on the neck, like this thick line. Actually, I have such a big problem with liners, but again, it's like drawing for the future, which again I will not go right bloody now. I will give it enough chance to freaking do. And once again, he will do an interesting effect of the arm going on the body, which again I bloody stopped doing for a lot while. I mean, it's like a very cool effect, but I think I stopped doing it for a while. I don't know, maybe I think, yeah, I don't know why I stopped doing it. Should probably work on it. But once again for legs. Like for legs, it was really hard for me to decide in which way the leg should be going. But after I think I find a solution. Okay, I don't remember like the full story because again it was a decent amount of days before this drawing came. And again, I could already forgot some planks I was thinking about. Yeah, bending the legs. Yeah, not much can say. Again, this one, there's not like a big interesting story behind this drawing. Like it was not like I was inspired or I talked to some people while making this drawing. I just make a drawing and that's it. And there is a story, but again it's like story on one word. Like there's no deep thought to the story. It's a thumbnail. It's like the show art style, the show theming, and the show what happened inside the show of that specific episode. So kind of that what is what's going on here. And for anything, I think I totally did not use any unique art style theming. Also I just drew object, remove some lines behind this object. Well, I did some fire. Okay, for set I use some gradient toons. I think I start using gradient toons much often. Now let's decide to do a fire. This behind the fire will be sky. Once again, these black boxes are supposed to be like villages, like the houses of these villages. But I was trying to show them a little bit charcoal effect, like it's wood, which again got burnt, and have this charcoal. Also I did shadows, and I haven't don't do shadows anymore. Although was there a nice chance for me to draw shadows? Well yeah, right bloody here was a nice chance to draw shadows for my next thumbnail. I don't know, like I want to do shadows, like I like shadows. I would say they give characters some dimensions. Okay, man, when they use shadows on the body, it gives dimension, but I'm not a big fan of doing shadows on the body because I still have no nice way how to do them perfectly. But I could do some shadows on the bottom of the characters. Plus again, those shadows on the bottoms do give some dimensions. Because again, usually, okay, with my drawings of challenges, my characters usually, okay, characters I usually draw, they just floating in the air and that stuff. Because I use different color backgrounds, they kinda do floating. And I give shadows, it's kinda give dimensions. Again, I bloody like shadows. I don't know sure, would the shadows work this way? Yeah, probably judging by the fire behind them, maybe shadows will go slightly further from them. But I would still show they will be shadows behind them, because again, sun probably is still glowing. Kinda would be two shadows. How the hell would that work? Because how the shadow, yeah, shadows from fire, I think they kinda do moving. But nice note, not much can say. On next thumbnail, it's a thumbnail, actually not, for this thumbnail there's no need for shadows. Yeah, no, it's not thumbnail where shadows are needed. I will talk about this thumbnail right bloody now. Okay, so the next thumbnail will be thumbnail for my Among Us, and return of Monaric. Okay, so the start we had this thumbnail, I played the casual lobby. Because originally I was playing on the newbie lobby, how it's called, or something lobby. Where like people who don't know how to play. Which again, it is me, but again, I just had to think that casual lobby will give you more interaction with people. Because again, in this game meant to be played with friends, and again, you have fun interaction, you talk and that stuff. So again, it's very sad that Among Us have no mic, you can only type. And I'm not very good at typing. And again, in Among Us, you can't like go back on your text to fix this spelling mistake. You need to delete the whole text to get this mistake you make. It's again bloody painful, and again, create lots of situations where people will think I'm dyslexic. Or I'm moron. Probably more than dyslexic. In reality, English is just not my national language. I speak English way better than I write it. So let's note, well yeah, man, actually was correct. In casual lobby there was much more interaction with people. People were actually talking, and that's what bloody like. That's what I want, to talk with people. Because again, doing this simple task again, it's gonna get boring. And plus again, I'm the type of person who enjoy games when they have surprises, like there's and again, Sonic is one of my favorite games right now, and again, with Sonic, every new level gives you new gimmicks, new maps, new enemies, it's all freaking new. And let's say, that's probably could be a reason why some games I don't enjoy. Like, I didn't enjoy Battlefield, because for Battlefield it's always the same map, the same people, and the same weapons. I thought maybe people's skill can be different. But again, I need some difference in the games, because again, if the game is not different for a long period of time, I do get bored with it, so I kinda need to be fed content, I fed some new things. Well, otherwise the game will just become boringish to me. So I guess that's kind of why I like the game with law. Because again, it's not about the game mechanics, like I said earlier. Games, how you walk, how you play, how to do the stuff is just the things I usually don't pay attention much. Mostly in games I pay attention to the lore, sometimes the mapping, sometimes that stuff, but mostly gameplay is not what I pay attention to. Gameplay is just something I do without thinking. Like I walk, I don't think about this stuff. I breathe, I don't think about this stuff. I like sneeze, I don't think about this stuff. I think about what's around me. I think about what is not around me. Mostly I just do that stuff. So basically, make your games as interesting as it can be. But on this note, from my thumbnail, and just draw a bunch of people and then question because I kinda having a panic attack. Well, I didn't have a real panic attack, but I did type some text, which again was a spelling mistake which I could not fix. Or could fix, but again I have to delete the whole text. So kinda the open lobby, the casual lobby opened my eyes. But on this note, and not much can say, so for next thumbnail, let's go right bloody now. Okay, so next one will be for my gameplay session, or it will be for my reaction of Weak Tank and the Beyond City. Once again, okay, it will be freeze frame of the Atomix and his origin with 2 episodes of Beyond. So the idea for this one will be my seas in the form of these different aliens. Which again, the origin will be Paranite. No, Paranite is Hitless. It will be Metanosian with accessory Moodimi and the species of Weak Tank, Max something, I'm not sure. It's like hard for me to remember all these names. They're like very big words, which again, body word. Which again will be the species who increase the arm size. Like originally I like want to draw all my seas. Now, okay, maybe Greedy as a Stradactyl species. But once again, I got lazy. So I only have enough strength to draw the horny me as nice Methanosian. Like it's like very nice, with the arm like going on the arms, with him having a nice body. Like the body, I try to do the same thing they do, like they did these blend veins on the body of Methana original on the Hitless body 5 years later. So I try to do the same thing, but again, I think it's like maybe just distracting. Did this hood, did the eyes, try to do something different species. Again, try to do this pedal effect, but again I want to do only this middle hair as this yellow part, the rest being something reddish. So I think I got 2 pieces of hair because again there's no nice way to do it. And again, for this stuff decided to do beard as this flower, decided to do this little effect of the seed opening up and having the flower inside of it, and this little hole which shoot fire. And again, mostly I would say my Metanosis was very nice. With accessory I decided to do on the legs, but again it was like very shitty leg, but also I have in my mind that I would shrink the image. Well, not shrink the image, increase it and you will not see much. Again, it's like not a good accessory drawing. And for Moodimi, yeah, he look way worse than my Metanosia. Well, because I'm not opening eyes, maybe it's like the grayish eyes. I decided to do what Ben 10 have, like the eyes will have no pupils, but they will be fully colored in the original colors. Also, kind of was thinking about giving the Mania text, but decided just to do my simple species. On this note, yeah, man, not much concern. Again, for this face, it was hard to do it nicely. Because again, we're trying to somehow fuse my C with the species and still keep it in the same way the species could. So originally I was thinking about giving the hair where it will be something which the watch of me have, and the one time I draw my sister in the Meta Rana stuff on every side of these magic games, where the bell. No, something what I did with Have a Nice Death, where Watch of me hair will be tied up into those little bells. But instead of bells there will be these little fins. But I think I say no to this idea because again, decided to do it a little bit simple, but yeah, I kinda get bored and again I just want to get over this thumbnail. But say this thumbnail again simple, and again Methanosian nice, with other going by the worst, with my negative self and my moody self, and the greedy self did not appear. I think when the characters didn't want to do at all, it was point of me, although if I did him, I probably do him as this slime muck species from the same planet of Hitless, which again, not canon to original Ben 10, but canon to 5 years later. Canon. But I was pronouncing it so badly. Also, man, it was really hard for me to adapt arms. I think I was trying to do, first of all, I want to do crossed arms, which again, I only able to do the nice when I see some reference image, but also I want to learn how to do it without reference image. In the different art style, it gets more complicated. In my simple art style, I do it nicely. In the different art style, they have different arm space, and it was hard for me to adapt it. So I think I'm not sure exactly how to do arms in 5 years later, but I saw the species and how the arms were, and it was something like a foot and something like a muscle. It was really hard for me to adapt it into crossed arms of my negative self. But also, I think maybe I want to do something that Omniverse have, that they have the arm, the lines going on this arm, and again bites up and something else. Again, I bloody like, but again, I think I didn't understand how fully make this, and again, I kinda overkill it with not necessary details. I guess my characters will be just this not perfect version of this one. Again, for thumbnail, I would say, it could be better. And it could totally be better. For next thumbnail, I'll totally maybe try harder, better, maybe all characters in the same place. But on this note, nothing much can say, so we're gonna go to the next thumbnail, right bloody. Also, there was a little joke before them. Look, I'm blooming, this for this joke, yeah, it was all for this joke. But on this note, I just go to the next one, right bloody now. Okay, so the next one will first will be thumbnail for my Battle of Wesnoth gameplay session where I lost and again get on a new level, finally. After, okay, the first episode was about the training mission and we get to the new location. This episode then was in this location for one more episode and again in the same location after beating it to the next location. But in this thumbnail I want to introduce my new OCs. I come up with 3 new OCs. We'll be meeting right now only one of them. It's Void Self. Basically, it's Nihilist Self. Nihilist. Basically like a person who does not care, and again, yeah, it's kind of me who is like emotionless, does not care, just walking on this battlefield without any expression on his face. He will have pronouns and he have very cool clothes. But again, I will call him Void Self because again I already have negative self and I don't want to use the same letter for the same character. I don't know, maybe I could google some words for Nihilist which is again start with a different letter, but I started to call him Void Self because I want to do this V on his body, those stripes on his shoulder, and again some jeans because I don't have characters. Most of my characters have the same color on the body, so I kind of like trying to mix it. Again, he will be wearing shoes, and again, mostly I would say he will be characters who same expression on the face and does not care about anything. Not good, not bad. Again, for backgrounds, okay, mostly again I'll go to my character and he like being introduced here. But for that stuff, background very simple, sky, grass, some armor, and scars, because again I want to do some more details. There will be also this rib, which again hard to tell it's supposed to be a rib, but it's like a rib. It's like the other white part, I decided to turn it effectively shortness. And also a bunch of armor, a bunch of uniction, again mostly he just working there. Again, let's say it's like very simple thumbnail, and again, simple, because it's simple, it's not bad, it's not good. But on this note, there's not much can say. So for next thumbnail, let's go right bloody now. Okay, next thumbnail is pretty embarrassing. It was one of those thumbnails where I draw my seats and I asked her of what I reaction to. It was a reaction to TOON sandwich. First video and a couple of new videos. No, the first video, yeah, bunch of first videos, which again were in different art style, but recently become more realistic, and I did for some of the realistic stuff. Mostly, okay, they have, in the first videos they have very unique liners. They have thick liners, which again, I'm not a liner guy. Honestly, Tank also have the unique liners. They have this different colored liners. I think for hitbox they have their arms where their liners are yellow. I'm not the type of guy who like to play with his liners. I only like one liner, which again I use constantly, and sometimes shrink it or sometimes make it big, it depends on what case it is. I did not dare to make thick liners, but also I want to be close to the art style, so I decided to draw with my normal liners and add some more thickness liners. Again, create this kind of mess. But again, very similar to what I did with Dead Cell, being close to Dead Cell art style. But with Dead Cell it was a nice look. Here, it's freaking funny, but I decided to do because I didn't like say from which art style it will be. In fact, when I will post this video online, I will not reference freaking TOON sandwich because this is kind of embarrassing to admit. So you're like the only person who know where this art style come from. Like it did not come from. It's like not the TOON sandwich art style. It's like not even close to this one. I just did this mess. Again, kinda embarrassing to be fair. I don't know, it's like I didn't figure out how to adapt my characters in the art style of this one. But because the art style is like being very close to realistic. Okay, maybe when I get to the newest episode I will try to do it hyper realistic characters of mine. So we'll see my characters in live action. In fact, maybe I can learn something. Maybe when I start reaction to the series, which again TV series, which again was live action, Maybe I can start drawing my characters in life closer to live actionist art style. I don't know if I can nail it perfectly. I mean, it's like will be really hard for me to nail. Because again, live action is 3D, and again, I usually when I draw 3D characters, they always look super cartoony. Will be nice example Megamind, and when I draw the gimmick characters to draw. On the next note, yeah, also did a little bit tongue attack. You can see in his mouth, you can see the teeth. Man, it kind of like he lose his front teeth, but now he like his bottom teeth, and like taking. Yeah, I can't even do this. But nose exactly the same as it was in cartoons. The eyes, little bit of white dot in the middle, with him always having blue eyes. Other stuff, hard to tell. Well, the body kind of that sells, but again, the face is not pretty. Maybe because I did this lines, he look like very old, so maybe. Actually, I can predict it. I'm not ugly, I'm just trying a new art style. I didn't remember how to do this. Yeah, it's ugly. It's bloody ugly as hell. But for next thumbnail, let's go right bloody now. Okay, the next thumbnail is like very nice. Again, because it's have multiple characters, there's some interaction, and it's not just some characters doing one thing, and again, the whole focus on this one. There's multiple characters and multiple things. Okay, so the next thumbnail is for my gameplay session of Constructor Walking Dead. The gameplay session where it was very late, and I, for some reason, decided to play puzzle game where I was super tired and sleepy. Honestly, I also played this game. I continued this gameplay session in the morning. We all have a new mindset, and I was solving puzzles so much better. Like I freaking after a nice nap, I freaking figure out how to solve this puzzle. Which again, maybe I need to do this often. Like when I tired, I just stop, pick up, and solve this puzzle. So yeah, maybe I need to do this much often. Maybe I find a nice way to play this game. I played multiple times. But this is like very long gameplay session, an hour. But again, it's puzzle, so it's obviously why it's long. Once again, it's also very simplified work, because with my greedy self I decided to hide behind the computer. And again, mostly just drawing my negative self who scream at him because he's like more serious me, who realizes it's time to sleep. And greedy me, he's the type of me who will do 100% in game, so I decided him to be my 100% self game. Once again, yeah, the reason I also draw him because I don't see much often. Again, the characters I draw often is like positive me, negative me, horny me. Like that's the character I draw the most. With moody me being sometimes, most again when I get moody with games, and I don't get moody with games quite often, and mostly ban greedy me when I do 100%, and again will be nice opportunity for this one. And again, the avoid me, honestly I'm not sure how much times I would avoid me, because again, I think realism is something I want to be, but something I'm not. Again, it's nice to think of me, like it's mostly my desire to be something. Although, not on that level of fantasization, but something close to that. But once the characters work it well, I'll go to my negative self who scream first, but give him a very big draw which I want to master. Give him again, yeah, still have a problem with drawing my shot. Again, I can't figure out how to draw it nicely. Again, I think I want to do this triangle, but I think I have no way to make it look nice and tight. But having a little bit problem there. But yeah, then I need to touch. Maybe when I touch there's a problem. Which again, I think in the future I'll stop making them touch. So yeah, somewhat figuring it out. Although maybe I will forget it. I don't know. I like draw multiple shots for him and multiple ways they can look. But again, I still think I have not mastered it perfectly. But also for that stuff, man, I was taking kind of shorter. But again, mostly on this one it was effective. And most for this one will be the room. Will be slamming the door. Will be carpet. Will be basically I draw in the nice room. Again, very simplified. Well, totally will maybe use some gradient tools. Again, I said earlier, I like using gradient tools. Like gradient tools are freaking the gold. And I did use the gradient tools. But I use only darkening. And I also use some lightening. I think that there were some thumbnails where I used lightening tools as well. Well, not exactly how it's called, but again, I think it's like a nice way to name them. And once again, on this one, and again, most work go to my characters. And mostly for backgrounds, I do very simple one. Also, I did him shadows. And again, shadows, I will try to even them, but again, there will be months when I miss them. Okay, maybe I will totally do shadows right now. Again, months for next one there will be no shadows needed. Because again, there's no flaw. Again, I only do shadows when there's like a visible flaw. Because again, I don't do body shadows, I only do floor shadows. Again, very easy. And plus again, I think I have to master floor shadows first before drawing the real shadows on the body to give the 3D effect. Do my characters need 3D effect? Well, they can benefit from it. But on this note, for next thumbnail, let's go right bloody now. Okay, so the next two thumbnails, yeah, it will be two thumbnails, will be for my reaction to Ash MD4. The first one will be voice in video. Okay, for MD4, they have no, well, they have audio, but they have no voice. You have to read text. Which again, I freaking failed, because when I have ideas or thoughts, I stop reading, and stop writing information in reading form. Which again, probably was the reason why the first time I was watching it, I was not super fun with it, because I can't see just gameplay footage. But after like reading it, because first of all I did two versions. The version where I voiced it, and the version which I was not voicing. Because I felt I want to voice it because I want to try voice acting. But also, I can see how voice acting will bloody destroy experience for some people, so I decided to also do a version where I just watching and reacting. But also, when you read it, it's a completely brand new experience. Because I was not reading the first time, it's gonna look like simple gameplay to me and like very boring. But when reading text, it gets slightly more interesting. But also like, yeah, I can get this new experience, so kinda need to read it. And again, we'll probably like adapt for the future to read more text, because again I want to do reactions for some other channels from other languages, but I totally would need to watch the subtitles. And again, which will be problematic, because again I just spoiled the S54, and again, need not to do the same mistake twice, so I need to adapt. Kinda need read, and I have an opportunity to talk, I need to talk it out. I like really fast. Which again I will bloody hate, because I bloody like talking on a reaction. Watch my reaction, you will not see that I bloody rarely shut up. I only shut up in like a serious moment or a moment where I'm not fun of talking about. And once again, yeah, that's one of the moments when I shut up. Also, I will talk constantly, without even moment of shutting up. Okay, sometimes when I have nothing to say, I could be shut up. Although I think when I have nothing to say, I still say something. I just ignore your family around me. Sorry for burping, I just really need to burp. And I want to talk. See? I need to burp and I didn't stop. I just keep talking when I'm burping. Which again, exactly proof of what is happening. So for this thumbnail to be negative me who is trying to react, positive me will be the one who dubbing this reaction. Which again is exactly how I want to be. Like negative me is like the reacting me, who is putting information on that stuff, while horny me is like the one who be voice acting and like make it more fun. And again, here I kinda cheat with negative me body, because again his body painful to draw than point of self, because again point of self is just a head, short, and that's it. With negative self it must be a short, a thigh, and again triangle and that stuff. So I decided to cheat by showing only his head and in a sitting position. Maybe I could also use laptop, but again I decided not to do this. Decided to make it more simpler. But the next thumbnail will also be very simpler. Basically the same thumbnail, just change characters where they stand. So let's go to thumbnail everybody now. Okay, let's have the next thumbnail will have exactly the same background, just character will look differently. With moody me looking, well, negative me looking at this straight way at you, with visible ears, the nose different. That's how you tell my characters are looking at you. They have two ears, the nose is just the circle, and the hair, okay, the hair is usually suffering because I have no idea how to adapt the hair to straight looking face. And again, the voice for me will be moody. Well, moody, yeah, he will look at you with his eyes down. Actually, I started drawing these eyebrows quite often. I like these eyebrows. I like eyebrows are nice. They look very nice to me. It's something new, I know. And again, this X on his mouth being this tape, because again, he's like dabbing me, and again, he gets shut up. So kind of he's no longer damaged. So it's like for the version where it's just my reaction without me trying to voice it. Again, I learned lots of interesting things. First of all, there's moments where it's hard to tell what I'm saying in both versions, where I'm dabbing and voicing and reacting. So yeah, maybe need to make audio more quiet. Or again, when I react and I should bloody shut up and there's like a big text moment. Or like again, yeah, I'm doing that. I probably need to do that much oftener. But on this note, there's nothing much can say. So just quickly get to the body head again. No body, just the head. Because again, want to save time. Want to be lazy. I'm a lazy bastard who like to draw, but again, sometimes have zero desire to draw something serious. Okay, serious. In this one, there was only 2 serious work, which again, the me for Dead Bridge was pretty simple, but again, I would say it's one of the serious ones because I draw characters and full body. Again, more greedy me, I don't know. Full body, the door, the room, and that stuff. I would say it's my effort. And with Sunset Paradise is also my effort. In fact, I would say it's even more effort than the last one. Again, let's say still poorly with backgrounds. I don't know, like maybe, I don't know, I'm kinda still not sure about this stuff. So on this note, funnel, basically not much can say. The arms, you can see how I usually buy arms across arms. It's really hard for me to adapt them to different art style because different art style have unique perspective, have unique joint movements, and have this unique stuff. Usually it's like really hard for me to adapt this. Next thumbnail, again, would say it's bloody interesting on characters, but for backgrounds and effect and the characters, it's like not so much. Again, it's simple, but I would say it's simple on better level, like simple plus. Because I like the way I draw the characters. Well, character. On next one, let's go right bloody now. Okay, so next level will be, or the next one will be Sonic Mania. And again, Sonic Mania is an amazing game. Okay, let's say Studio Police is my favorite level. Because again, it's movie production, and that's, I like the idea of this one, and have very unique gimmicks, which again, surprising and amazing. With some levels, they're more grounded and more average. But I would say still give lots of unique shit. Like I would say right now I'm on the flying battery level, which again trash, which again I like digging in trash, again cutting the waves and traveling. First of all, you're freaking outside of the planes, which again bring me lots of emotion. Every time outside of the planes I'm freaking scared as hell. The energy was more than I got jump scared because I thought I'd fall. There was such serious fear of heights in me in this episode, which again the reason I call this episode this way, because I was scared to fall, because again fall is like instant death. So this game kinda make you, this level kinda make you fear heights. Because again, if you high up in the planes, and again, instant death can be everywhere. And again, there was kind of moments, no, there were moments when I fall. There were moments when I close to falling. So let's say my fear was pretty decent. But I think I learned how to beat this level. Okay, for now I'm stuck still on this level. I need to kill the boss, spider boss. But again, I think I will manage. I think, okay, I have one more chance and 3 lives, so I have to like use them carefully. But also I know how to get 1 more life, so I think I will go to the way where to get 1 more life, and again to be more safe, kill the spider boss. But I think I get enough battle strategy. So for this thumbnail, it will be my platypus so see positive self, my frog will see greedy self, which again I didn't show him because again here it was one of those ranks where I didn't want to do much work, so I decided only to show my positive self with my other self just from behind. Again, my negative self will be always like something like antelope or this, yeah, horny creature, and my greedy self will be a frog. Again, you cannot see him because he is hanging behind his hood. With my negative self, you can see his hair and his horns. Most of our backgrounds decided to sun, little sky, because again, I think in Sonic Skies is pretty pixely, but they decided to make it more cartoony. Again, this poem, which one is peeling. Again, the positive will like be the one who developed this fear of heights. Also, I think, did I adapt him nice in Sonic art style? Because his eyes are closed. I tried to keep him like very top heavy with going straight to waist. As for legs, oh man, legs are not Sonic at all! For legs I just have to do my simple legs, but I think in Sonic you must have these big feet with big arms. But arms, man, I tried to give him big arms, but again, I told you already, I'm not a big fan of going big. When I go big, I always like make it slightly smaller. Like again, I also have this wild antlers, I make them slightly smaller. What are the example of characters having super big and I make them slightly smaller? I don't know, like when I make, well, here's an example. Sonic characters have massive arms, big arms with big legs. I draw my normal legs with these arms, man, I tried to make it big arms, but that's my example of big arms. That's what I was trying to do with big Sonic arms. That's what I'm talking about, I usually make stuff smaller than they originally are. But for heads, a circle, but again, I would say decentish. I would say it's one of my decent work. On next thumbnail, bloody simple as hell. And would not even say it's nice. On next note, let's go to next thumbnail. Okay, so the next thumbnail will be my gameplay of Hue. Okay, I'm not sure what this game or what with me, because whenever I play this game, okay, it was already the 3rd time my head was hurting when I was playing this game. Either it's like the car, maybe it's like complex of the level, maybe too much thing I'm thinking about. But I was sucking at puzzles with Hue. And again, my head was headaching slightly. Right now headaching as well. Maybe, okay, I would say right now it's bloody late. Maybe with here again I was playing when it's bloody late. Honestly, I don't remember. Honestly, when I know bloody remember when I'm playing games. Okay, with British Constructor I remember I was playing it super late because after I finished playing it I went to sleep. And then I wake up and with ideas of what to do. Maybe here I start playing slightly later. Because again I play games to do stuff whenever I have desire to do this. And usually I have this desire when it's super late. Because again it's like almost the perfect time and that stuff. So maybe I need to play here when it's day? Totally. We'll try once more time because again didn't beat this game one more time. Actually, this is a funny example. That's my face when I was playing Hue. And also, the idea for this episode was called Brain Jam. Originally I was thinking about my positive self will be leaking this jam, and some of the other ICs will be leaking this jam. And like making saying Raspberry reference to this guy. But again, I was not in the mood to make serious fun, so I decided to just draw my positive self with this Brick and Morty mouse dripping saliva. Which again, this funnel bloody worked. People watched that video, or 9 people. Enough, bloody, I don't. In this short period of time, it's bloody 9 people surprised me. Which again, and I would expect that Sonic video would get some views because funnel for Sonic videos is pretty nice. I think it's only get few free views. And again, usually Sonic videos are doing super great to me. But again, when I think the funnel is nice, it's get no views. When a funnel I consider it not nice, it's get views. Kinda embarrassing because for this funnel it's like literally, okay, I really don't want to do nothing for much for the funnel, I just want to get over it. And it's plenty full. People like this funnel for some reason. Not because I'm doing this Rick and Morty mouse. And people just recognize this as Rick and Morty mouse and they say, it's Rick and Morty! Again, you bloody cannot confuse my art style with Rick and Morty. If you bloody did, you should be bloody ashamed. But the next thumbnail, nicer thumbnail, but again, I didn't want to watch more nicer. Okay, next thumbnail will be the crazy meme, with the conspiracy meme. I don't know the space. It will be the conspiracy meme with guy standing next to the board with those paper. And both me being the same guy. Okay, mostly with positive self, he's like the one who's shown to be crazy. Well, man, I would say he is crazy. He is me who's like to go out and who's like to come up with conspiracy or theory because it's interesting. So he like my side, which was again into interesting stuff. With my negative self being this guy who just want to get stuff done, who want to play the game and again not go out and like finish this game, or being serious with the game, or take this game seriously. With greedy me being the one who do 100%, moody me, sometimes I'm gonna get moody with the game. Like I'm angry, then cool down, then angry again, and again want to scream, but again try to control myself. The horny me is horny me pretty obviously, and nihilist me, or avoid me, is me who usually don't care about stuff. Again, mostly all like me, but again, slenderized, like each aspect of me. Again, mostly for this stuff, man, I think I did the full body, but again for background, it was really hard for me to fit myself. Plus I also did the text, so I kinda didn't think this through. So I did the background, the me, I did absolutely nothing to blend them together. So mostly I did the arms, but it was hidden behind this behind the screen. Me was hidden behind the text bubble, which again I would say maybe I did a little bit poorly with arms because I want to do this effect of the arm. Shit, man, I didn't do this. If I did this, I probably have a lot of ideas how they're supposed to do the arms. I just did the arms and slowly shrink it into this form. Which again, maybe if I did it, and I can do it. Man, I did like this, but maybe I need to do like this. Yeah, I did totally something stupid. But also the sound which go on front. And also small eye pupil, which again I learned from Intech, which again I would consider very nice. And once again I did like this little text, this little cell drawing, this drawing of what Uzi do want to do with finger pink. I think it's called Absolute Solver. And the head of Mute Drones, which again, the head of the drone, which again I did very simple pattern, like the body felt drew it. It's all drawn by his hand, so it's like not very nice. I was connected with this liners, because again in this variant of actually it was for reaction of Mute Drones, and again I bloody like to make feelings of what they are and what the things actually are. Which again, I don't know, I like to do this. I have feelings, I always come up with feelings, okay, not always. For HELLUVA I think I don't come up with the feelings, I come up with what characters could feel. With other shows, with Meteran I come up with a couple of feelings. With other shows I react. Okay, for Metal Fam I don't think I come up with lots of feelings. I think Metal Fam is one of the shows I don't have zero feelings. I just straight up watched. But then it's not much can say, so go to the next thumbnail right bloody now. Okay, so next thumbnail for this video. Again, very simple, it just points next to me doing his arms like thicker saying, I have no idea, will my hiatus happen or not. I would say the news about my hiatus is still getting used, and there was times I thought it was about to get solved. No, it's not solved. I still have no idea if it happened or not. Like it does not help me. Well, the reason of my hiatus does not help me with learning will it bloody happen or not. Again, I would say bloody annoying. Well, the first couple of times, I think I just accept this news and again get more colder. Again, I'm the type of person who will get anxious, but after some period of time. Well, depends on what is happening. I would say when it does not touch me, like when the show gets cancelled, when the show stops working or it gets removed for some reason, I just have 1 day anxiety. Okay, if the show is cancelled, I have 1 hour anxiety and I'm fine. With deletion, I have 1 day anxiety and that's all. But when it's stuff which can't touch me directly, like my hiatus, or like if I sick, I have like anxiety for the months. I must say I think this month's already passed and I already kinda get over my anxiety and just accept the fact that my hiatus is happening. The good thing I won't ever possible, but yeah, like there's some people who probably will still be confused with my hiatus news. Well, you just watch my videos. Okay, I would say I agree some videos are hard to watch. Stop. But once I think there will be videos where, not only videos, also like the text about my hiatus. But there's also a text for which you can read just in a snap. And even underneath this video will probably be a news about my hiatus. Okay, not like a news which it happened, it will not happen, it happened, it will not happen. It will just be something warning that it could happen, or maybe will happen. Sure. Honestly, I hope it will not happen. But if what, there's a way to run it. But on this note, nothing much can say. On this formula it was very simple. Backgrounds, okay, I think I use way more gradient tool than I usually do. I think, man, I'm trying to use lots of gradient tools. I found a lot of gradient tools. It look very nice. But also for my characters, I think I found a very nice way to draw my characters. This thing. Yeah, man, it's like a bloody nice way to do it. I need to do it in this way. Like in a triangle, this little square thing. And again, this little circle. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Maybe I'll change a couple more times. Maybe I'll draw this little triangle or triangle. For some reason I just do it not so sharp triangle. I need bloody sharp triangle to look the tie as sharp. But on this note, not much can say. On this note, man, lots of these drawings were nice, but okay. Like they were nice in the way that they're okay. Because again, the drawings I'm not okay with, the drawings which again look really ugly. But mostly because I don't do lots of stuff with the drawing, they all look okay. And then because they look okay, they look nice. But again, there were some drawings which I did some work. So like again, the beach and the sunset paradise. The others, not lots of work. Other than were pretty simple. Again, I don't do like some serious work because I don't want to kill all day on working on the farm. Because again, I want to react. I want to react. I want to play. I want to montage the videos. So again, to make as much as possible content as much as I can for these days if I get the news delivered. But on this note, not much can say, so just go to my social media, go to my other 2 channels, go to my... You can check my Patreon, you can check my coffee. On this note, just have a nice day, a real dance spin. Bye bye!